In the scorching heat of Namibia, venom is not just a weapon. It is the boundary between life and death. When the small one challenges death with intelligence, and each attack can be the final blow. Every encounter is a life or death bet. Who is the most feared? The battle is about to begin. Harsh Namibia, the war with venom. Namibia, a fiery world in the heart of Africa, where the red sand dunes of the Namib Desert stretch like waves, painting a landscape that is both beautiful and cruel. This is a land where the wind sings on the rocks, the sun melts every grain of dust, and life is always tested to its ultimate limit. In the seemingly endless aridity, nature still rises strongly. With resilient creatures, life and death chases, and silent predators waiting for their chance in the dark. But among the scorching sand and the low bushes scattered on the dry stone floor, there is another force moving silently. Just a slight curve through the dry grass is enough to make the heart of the whole land wary. Cobra, the silent ghost of the Namibian desert. Its body can exceed 2 meters long, covered with smooth scales of brown, black or grey depending on the region. Softly undulating but carrying a hidden murderous aura. Its most prominent feature is its neck, that can expand into the shape of a car hood, formed from special ribs. Like a shield to intimidate the enemy. Its round eyes with vertical pupils always observe coldly, reflecting a chilling calm. The cobra does not hunt in a hurry. It waits, strikes precisely with extremely fast pecks, injecting neurotoxins that can paralyze the victim in just a few minutes. Its food is very diverse, from mice, lizards, young birds to even smaller snakes. Some species can even eat eggs and are not afraid to attack larger creatures if provoked. The cobra's behavior is nocturnal or early morning, but on cool days it can also appear during the day. When threatened, it raises its head, spreads its neck, hisses in a threatening manner, and is ready to attack if the opponent does not retreat. In a harsh ecosystem like Namibia, cobras are not just hunters, but also respected forces, where every move can determine life. Under the dry Namibian sun, where the wind carries sand dust across the cracked land, it is not just four-legged predators that face off. In a hidden corner of the low bushes, 2 black shadows appeared. They were two male cobras, both adults, with the instinct to dominate. They did not move quickly, but slowly slithered, their heads raised high, their bodies lifted off the ground. Both opened their gill covers wide, their bodies bulging as if to show off their size. There was no hissing. This was not a hunt, but a confrontation ritual. They raised their front halves, staring at each other like ancient warriors probing for gaps. Their bodies undulated in symmetrical circles, each movement a warning. Sand and dust silently rose under their light swats. And then, both sprang up, squeezing each other. The fight could last for several minutes. Until one side gave in, quietly retreating from the territory. The winner raised his head high, his gill covers still wide open, sweeping the air as a declaration of sovereignty. For it, the battle is not about destruction, but about order. The cobra is not only a symbol of power and quiet death, but also a species with a unique reproductive cycle. Controlled by environmental changes and chemical cues, as the dry season gradually gives way to the first rains in Namibia, the pheromones of female snakes spread through the air, attracting males from hundreds of meters away. The mating process lasts for hours and many times. After mating, the female snake finds a safe place to lay eggs. Depending on the size of her body and living conditions, the cobra can lay from 10 to 40 eggs at a time. Unlike most other snakes, the female snake will protect the nest during the incubation period of 6 to 10 weeks. When the eggs hatch, the baby snakes are already venomous. They do not need the mother's guidance, immediately separating from the herd and starting their own journey of survival. in the same arid land of Namibia, where the sun is scorching the ground and shade is a luxury. The creatures that seem to be the weakest are creating a resilient defense system against the most fearsome predators. Meerkat, a small animal of the Mongoose family. With a height of only about 25 to 35 centimeters, a slender body, grey-brown fur covered with black stripes along the back and black eyes with dark outlines like pencil. Despite their fragile appearance, they possess a spirit of vigilance and solidarity that stands out in the wild. They live in large herds, usually from 20 to more than 30 individuals, living together in complex underground burrow systems dug in the heart of the arid desert. Every morning, the herd will leave the burrow, forming small groups to search for insects, reptiles, bird eggs, and sometimes scorpions. Which are dangerous enemies to most species, but are a favorite meal of meerkats. They have an amazing immunity to many types of venom. The most special thing about meerkats is their ability to guard and assign roles in the herd. While some forage, there will always be at least one individual standing upright, using its hind legs as a support, raising its head to observe the surroundings. If it detects danger, it will emit a characteristic alarm sound, and immediately the whole herd retreats to a safe place. Beneath their cute appearance and small body, meerkats are the embodiment of a close-knit, intelligent and brave society. The breeding season of meerkats usually coincides with the warmer and wetter months of the year, when food is plentiful and living conditions are favorable. In each group, only one dominant pair, usually the oldest and strongest male and female, is allowed to breed. The remaining individuals, even siblings, will take on the role of protector, hunter, and caretaker of the young. After mating, the female is pregnant for about 11 weeks before giving birth to between 2 and 5 young. The young are born blind and hairless, completely dependent on their mother and the rest of the group for protection. During the first few days, they stay in the nest, while the other members take turns guarding and foraging for food. When the young begin to toddle out of the burrow, the life of training begins. They were taking part in hunts, observing and learning how to safely kill venomous prey. The sun's shadows were long on the dry ground. A group of small meerkats were groping along the tree roots, digging for prey. The young meerkats followed, occasionally looking up at the adults and then mimicking the digging. On the other side, a cobra was silently slithering forward, its body winding through the dry, sunburned grass. its eyes fixed on the small shadows moving near it. But the meerkats had detected the presence of the intruder. In a matter of seconds, the atmosphere changed. The leader stood up straight on his hind legs, his eyes locked on the approaching shadow. Immediately, the other three adults moved forward, forming an arc blocking the snake's path. Small growls came out, not loud but full of determination. The snake raised its head. Its neck puffed out, its prominent hood spreading out like a threatening signal. Mouth slightly open, tongue continuously darting in and out. It was also ready. Two worlds, two opposing survival strategies, now faced each other. The leader of the meerkats took the initiative to approach. Suddenly, the snake sprang up. The ambush was suffocating. Only a few minutes. With no clear winner, the Cobra took the initiative to retreat, slithering into the grass. No one died. No blood was shed. But once again, the small world had defended itself against one of Namibia's most dangerous predators. Toughness is not in size, but in the spirit of not retreating. In the distance, another shadow moves silently. Not a meerkat, but a larger, bolder relative. The striped mongoose. A fearless wild warrior, is one of the boldest small mammals in South Africa. They have a stocky body, about 30 to 45 centimeters long, a tail almost as long as their body. Their fur is short and thick, greyish-brown with black stripes running across their backs, creating an appearance that is both effective camouflage in the bushes and makes them stand out as small warriors in the dry savanna. Small, agile eyes always sparkle with alertness. A pointed muzzle, small round ears set low on the head, contributing to the ability to dig and observe constantly. Sharp curved claws, specialized for digging burrows or digging for prey in sandy soil. They live in large herds of 10 to 40 individuals with a strict social organization, closely coordinating when foraging and defending. The striped mongoose is famous for its courage and ability to confront enemies that are superior in size, including venomous snakes. They use tactics of encirclement, distraction, and simultaneous attack to neutralize opponents. This species has a special reproductive habit, strongly communal. In a large herd, many females can mate and give birth at the same time, usually at the beginning of the rainy season when food sources are abundant. After about 60 to 70 days of gestation, each female gives birth to 2 to 6 young. Surprisingly, the young are cared for collectively. The older members of the herd will take turns watching, feeding, and teaching the young how to survive, like a wild school. The diet of the striped mongoose is very diverse, from insects, spiders, small reptiles, to eggs and even venomous snakes. They have a certain immunity to venom. They were digging in the sand. They sensed a strange noise. The pack stopped. It had also sensed the presence of the following eyes. Its head was raised. Its neck began to swell. Its familiar cap slowly opened like a threatening curtain. But in front of such a large pack of enemies, it could not retreat. There was only one option left: to fight. A few of them closed in from behind. With skillful tactics, they distracted, harassed, and pressed on. The atmosphere was tense. Suddenly, both sides charged. The hunt ended quickly, but not easily. The banded mongoose pack had proven once again, in the wild, it is not only venom that is scary, it is also the cohesion and intelligence of the little ones. As the last noise died down and the footprints faded into the hot sand from afar, another creature was quietly entering the scene. The leopard, a perfectly hidden predator, and the embodiment of death on the edge of the Namibian desert. Its body is about 1.5 meters long, about 70 centimeters high at the shoulder, covered with smooth golden fur, scattered with black spots like apricot blossoms. It helps to camouflage perfectly in the sunlight of the sparse forest, and also makes it different from other leopards. Its amber eyes always exude a sharp and cautious look. Its body is compact but muscular, flexible, can rush at lightning speed, and is the best tree climber among big cats. They live alone, preferring to be active at night or at dawn. It is the ideal time to ambush prey in the dark or low light. Unlike lions or hyenas that are noisy and herded, leopards choose solitude and secrecy as their weapons. During the breeding season, females will signal when they are in heat. They mate for a short period of time, but fiercely. After about 90 to 100 days of pregnancy, females give birth to 1 to 3 cubs in a secluded and inaccessible place. The cubs are blind at birth and need several months to be old enough to leave the den. The mother leopard takes care of them alone, teaching them to hunt and climb trees until the cubs are strong enough to live independently. The leopard's diet is extremely diverse, from antelopes, rabbits, to rodents, birds and reptiles. In Namibia, where food is scarce and the ground is hot, they can attack even agile and intelligent species. And the striped mongoose would also become one of their menus. But on that hot afternoon, when the smell of dry sunlight and dust mixed in the air, its sharp eyes discovered something unusual. A group of striped mongooses were gathering under the shade of a tree near the rocky beach, busy digging in the ground for insects. None of them realized that they had been targeted. The leopard lowered its body, each step as soft as smoke gliding through the dry grass. The wind was favorable. It held its breath, keeping every muscle from making a sound. Just a small mistake. The whole group would disappear into the maze of underground caves immediately. The closer it got, the brighter its golden eyes became, locking onto a small striped mongoose. The opportunity had come. The hunt ended quickly. The striped Mongoose group could only retreat helplessly. Even though the hunters can resist the venom against the larger predators, they can only become prey without being able to fight back. In the arid land of Namibia, where darkness and light always change roles, life continues according to the harshest laws. Every species is a hunter and can also become prey. From the venomous snakes silently lurking in the hot sand, to the mongoose groups united against danger, or the silent ambush of leopards. All combine into a symphony of survival, where every beat is a choice between loss and continuing. Namibia is not just desert and sandstorm. It is a natural arena where life is carved by uncompromising confrontations, where small courage is enough to make death falter. If you love the breathtaking battles, subscribe to the channel and turn on the bell so you don't miss any of the wild moments that await. Under the scorching sun of the Serengeti, the never-ending battle for survival between Africa's greatest predators is always taking place. Serengeti on fire, the endless war between lions and hyenas. These two species, although different in lifestyle and instinct, are bound by a complex relationship, where the survival of each side sometimes depends on the existence of the other. When the sun sets, is absolute dominance enough to maintain the throne, or will cunning overthrow all order? Before beginning a cycle of survival that has been repeated for thousands of generations, here, between the overwhelming light and the ever-present darkness, all creatures are caught in a cruel cycle, where only instinct and adaptation keep them alive. Hidden under the sparse canopy of the forest, a pride of lionesses rests in the dappled shade of noon. Their muscular bodies, covered in pale yellow fur, lie motionless among the dry grass and red soil, blending into the landscape as if they have become part of the savanna. The early morning heat makes the air thick, seemingly able to lull all life into a state of stillness. But then, a gentle movement breaks the silence. Next to an adult female, a few newborn babies are stirring. A weak cry is heard. The first sounds, fragile and trembling. The young lions, just born, lie hidden among the dry straw and the heavy breathing of the pride. Eyes still closed. The downy fur is soft like golden cotton. The first steps, fragile and clumsy, follow the scent of milk. Instinct urges it to find its mother's breast, where life begins. The lion cubs are born into a tightly organized society, where the females, usually sisters, live together in a pride, raising their young and protecting the territory passed down from generation to generation. Each small individual is a link in that tight-knit network, growing up in sharing and protection. However, behind that seemingly peaceful appearance lies a harsh reality. Not all are allowed to grow up. Many would not live beyond the first few weeks. Swept away by disease, starvation, or more brutally, by their own kind. In the world of lions, the survival of cubs was not always a matter of protection, but sometimes it was the price paid to serve the ruler's desire for reproduction and power. A deep, hoarse roar rang out from the edge of the grass. The lioness immediately pricked up her ears, her eyes focused on the sound. From behind the trees, a male lion ambled out. His shoulders towered over the dry grass, his grey mane matted by the wind and dust of the road. His golden eyes were cold as stone. He was not part of the pride, a vagrant, a usurper. He walked slowly, unhurried, as if each step was calculated. The scent of cubs hung in the air, and he had caught it. The male lion approached silently. His cold gaze swept over the cubs, then stopped. He crouched low, ready to pounce. The male lion paused, his eyes as sharp as knives piercing the space between mother and child. Hostility was evident in every hiss, but he also sensed something heavier, an impenetrable boundary. The silence stretched like a taut rope about to snap. He turned and quietly retreated into the sea of grass, leaving behind a silent space where his heartbeat had yet to return to normal. Not far away, under a thick bush, a dark earthen nest opened. A shrill cry rang out. The playful hyena cubs were eavesdropping. When the cubs were born, opening their eyes immediately after birth, they did not have to go through the period of blindness like the cats. Their tiny but needle-sharp teeth were already visible, their deep black eyes shining with an uncertain vitality. They did not wait for anyone to hold them, did not need anyone to show them the way. Instinct drove them towards their mother's womb, where their brothers and sisters were already there, jostling each other in a silent but fierce struggle. Unlike lions, where the male dominates the reproductive activities and the territorial control, spotted hyenas follow a completely reversed order. Here, the female is larger, fiercer, and holds complete control of the pack. The matriarchal system of hyenas is one of the most unique social structures in the mammalian world. The dominant female gives birth first, has the most power, and her own offspring, if they survive, will take over. But to win the right to live and grow up, the young hyenas must overcome the first challenge, their own siblings. Just a few minutes after birth or physically weaker, an individual can be bitten to death in the nest. This fierce competition does not come from hatred, but from instincts deeply programmed in the bloodline, where survival always comes with exclusion. The threat does not stop there. When food is scarce, the mother and the whole pack will be forced to choose. Weak individuals can be abandoned, even eaten, not by outside predators, but by their own kind. In the world of hyenas, survival is not based on compassion, but on the ruthlessness required to maintain order and optimize the chances of survival for the strongest. On the savannah, the sun shines slantingly, washing a sea of grass rustling in the wind with gold. The herd of wildebeest moves slowly along the gentle slope, each step cautiously as if every individual in the herd senses something unsettling approaching. In the middle of the herd, a female pauses. Her body twitches slightly. Heads around her turn, realizing what is about to happen. Giving birth in the open, where there is nothing but short grass and a watchful gaze from afar. She stretches, trembling. The amniotic sac bursts, breaking in the wind. In just a few minutes, a new life slides out of its mother's womb, wet and shivering in the blood-stained grass. The baby, unable to stand, barely able to take a breath, must begin its first battle for survival. At the far edge of the savannah, a lioness lay pressed against the grass, her eyes unblinking. The wind was favorable. The scent of childbirth was wafting. In the opposite direction, a group of spotted hyenas had stopped, ears pricked, mouths slightly open, waiting for the right moment. The baby antelope struggled to get up, its wet legs trembling under its own weight. Its mother licked the membrane, pushed its head up, encouraged it with gentle butts. But it was too late. The lion charged first. A bite to the back of the neck ended all resistance. The ground was quiet for a moment, filled with the smell of death. The lion dragged the carcass to a low-lying grassy area, began to tear off the first layer of skin. The sound of flesh being bitten echoed in the dry, hot space. The hyenas stood a few meters away, silent. They did not charge. Not in a hurry. They knew the rules. Wait for the strong to be full. Then it was their turn. In the distance, the newborn antelope was still alive, breathing heavily, its heart pounding like a drum in its chest. Less than an hour after its birth, it had learned its first lesson. Stand up, run, or die. Lions, the ultimate symbol of power on the African savanna, have long been considered the top predators. With their massive bodies, solid muscles, and deadly pounces, they hunt not only to survive, but also to assert their dominance. It is not uncommon for male lions to engage in bloody battles with their own kind, just to gain mating rights, or to usurp the female pride. They They are also true predators, but they do not just hunt. Lions also kill as a warning, to send a message to any species that dares to enter their territory. And no one challenges that boundary more often than the spotted hyena. The relationship between lions and hyenas is one of the oldest and most persistent conflicts on the savannah. Both are master hunters, both live in well-organized packs, but there is no respect between them. If lions are symbols of open power, hyenas are the embodiment of patience, opportunity, and tactical thinking. Hyenas often appear after each lion hunt, not to share, but to rob. They do not hesitate to invade the edge of the territory when they smell blood. Leftover food is a reward that they are willing to exchange for their lives. Not because they are incompetent in taking down prey, but because they know how to save energy, choose the right time, and take advantage of others' mistakes. But every time they enter the lion's territory, it is a life or death bet. The lion does not need a reason to attack. Just a glance at the hyena is enough. One hot afternoon, under the shade of an old acacia tree, a male lion was devouring the carcass of his prey, which he had just caught after a fierce hunt. The pack of hyenas, approaching, crept into the tall grass, hoping that the ruler was full. A slight noise rang out, just a dry branch breaking. Enough for the lion to raise its head. In a flash, it leaped up like a living spear. The lion did not eat hyenas. It did not need them. For this was not a hunt, but a declaration, a way for it to assert its position. Such pursuits, taking place in the windless afternoon shadows, between the dry bushes and the blood-stained sunset, were silent rituals of power. The ruler punished the challenger, not because of hunger, but because of honor. However, the hyena is not a species to be easily subdued. Despite its dull appearance and its shrill laughter that is easy to underestimate, the spotted hyena is one of the most strategic predators on the planet. They live in a matriarchal model, organized in strict packs. Every step, Every call follows a hierarchy. When hunting or robbing a carcass, they do not act alone. They move in groups, silently approaching, then closing in like silent warriors. For an individual, a lion is terrifying. But when the number increases, 10, 15, the balance begins to shift. The hyena pack knows how to divide the defense, attack blind spots, and retreat at the right time to avoid losing their lives. Late afternoon, a lone male lion wanders across the sunburned grassland. It is unclear whether it is because of hunger, because he has lost his pack, or simply because he is careless. But today, the hyenas seem unusually courageous. They appear from many directions. No calls, no orders. Just a look, and all charge forward. A chaotic whirlpool, where the former king is spinning in a chess game with no spare pieces. Every bite, every pull is a reminder. On the savannah, even the ruler can get bogged down if he is alone. But then, a new roar rips through the air. From the edge of the bush, another male lion charges. Knowing that the initiative has been lost, the hyenas retreat as quickly as they came. The two lions stand side by side, breathing heavily. One survives, the other arrives just in time. And in that moment, the old order is restored, at least until the next confrontation. The Serengeti Savannah, the story of the lion and the hyena, is a living testament to the harsh laws of survival of nature. Every dawn brings new hope and challenges, where the roar of power and cunning wisdom intertwine into a never-ending symphony of life and death. This battle is not just a battle for food or territory, but also a battle to affirm instinct, position, and a fierce will to survive. Whether strong or agile, each species has found a way to survive, leaving its own mark on the colorful African wilderness. If you are interested in more dramatic and meaningful stories from the natural world, be sure to like, share this video and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on the next exciting content.